I started to play with the popcorn stitch today, trying to use up some of this big ball of yarn, leftover yarn that I had. I believe it's acrylic. But anyway, and I thought of possibly trying to make a heart shape out of the popcorn stitch. And I wasn't going to video this, but I really am so pleasantly surprised with the outcome of my popcorn stitch heart that I just couldn't resist. Anyway, so what I did was I started off with the chain of 42 to come out with 40 double crochets on the chain, and then when I turned, I did did 2 double crochets, double crochet popcorn stitch, 2 double crochets, and so I put 2 double crochets between each popcorn stitch, and then I turned and then did a row of single crochets, and then turned and then went 3 double crochets, and then did the popcorn stitch and the 2 double crochets in between each to move it in so that way they're not lined up, and then a row of single crochet, and then the third row of double crochet popcorn stitch I did identical to the first row of double crochet popcorn stitch, and then I did a single crochet for, let me see, 1, 2, 3 rows of single crochets. And then what I did was I tried to find the center point counting my popcorn stitches. So I single crocheted across, and I believe it was like 20 single crochets. Then I did a single crochet popcorn stitch, and then finished off the row with the single crochet, and then from there I started to try to envision how a heart would go, and so I did on the next row 2 single crochet popcorn stitch, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So it was 1, and then 2, and 3, and then 4, and then 6, and then 6, because the 2 rows here, I wanted to keep them identical as I started to bring the top part of the heart in. And then on this row I did 2, and then I did some single crochets, like 2 single crochets in between, and then I did 2, and then over here I did 1 in between the top 2 to finish off the heart. And then after that I did 3 rows of single crochet, and then I'm going to finish the top off with the same exact popcorn stitch, double crochet popcorn stitch. And I'm going to show you real quick how, just in case you don't know how to do the popcorn stitch. I'm going to show you how to do a couple of double crochet popcorn stitches, and then just for the heck of it, I'm going to show you how to do a couple of little single crochet popcorn stitches, which is really the same as the double crochet, only you use a single crochet. But I'm going to go ahead and show you on here, and then I'll just pull it back out. So I've done my popcorn stitch, 2 double crochets, and now I'm going to do another popcorn stitch. So what I'm going to do in this next loop here, I'm going to do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, And then I'm going to turn it and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my first double crochet in my popcorn stitch. I'm going to take it and I'm going to slip stitch at the top there. So there's the popcorn stitch. I'm going to do it one more time. We'll double crochet, 2 double crochets in between. So 1 and 2. And I'm going to do 5 double crochets in the one stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to slip stitch that. And there's our popcorn stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 double crochets here. And now I'm going to pull it apart afterwards, but just to show you how the single crochet double stitch, it's done exactly the same way, only you're using single crochet. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to turn. It's a little harder to count the 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the beginning. So I'm going to take and slip stitch. And there's my single crochet popcorn stitch. So it's done the exact same way, but just comes out with a smaller popcorn stitch as opposed to the double crochet popcorn stitch. But there it is. Like I said, I wasn't really going to, this was just practice and playing around with my yarn that I'd purchased a long time ago and never really did anything with, but I am really very pleasantly surprised with my little popcorn stitch heart